So I was reading when you were a postgraduate at Strasbourg University. You also worked at the European Parliament for the Labour Party. You were sexually harassed by a male MEP at this time.
Yeah, I have to say, this is something I kind of had forgotten about until the whole Pestminster thing broke a couple of years ago. And then I did some interviews and they said, has it ever happened to you? And then, you know, you sort of park these things and I thought, gosh, yes, it has. I used to work for Carol Tongue, MEP. That was the tongue job. And I do remember that every year there was a trip with these MEPs and their wives, I think, to an apple scrumping thing, orchard in Strasbourg, and cider, and the menu very apple themed. I think that's what it was. And on the way back in the minibus, I suddenly felt someone's hands kind of going up my skirt, and this was a then sitting member of the European Parliament.
How old were you?
And I was 22, 3, something like that. And I slapped him quickly. I was startled because you don't expect that. It's also like, yeah. And just was a bit shocked because it was dark by then. This is the trip back in the minibus with all the... And I think I'd blagged in as someone's... I think someone had said they were... I think I'd blagged in as Madame Terry Wynne. It wasn't Terry Wynne. He was an MEP at the time. I think people had taken other people's places at this trip. Like sometimes I used to blag in as Connie Huq to... I think I saw Kylie once under that disguise with my mum. I think I was Connie Huq, Kylie, my mum was +1 on that occasion. But anyway, yeah, no, it was a bit startling and shocking. And I told my then chap, and yeah, who said, you know, a bit like Johnny Rotten on the famous Bill Grundy show, the dirty effing rotter. And... but I mean, in those days, it was sort of, yeah. As I say, I forgot about that until it re-emerged and someone's put it on my Wikipedia. Right.
Do you think politics is a place where sex pests, sexual harassers, call them whatever you think appropriate? Do you think it's common? Do you think it's any more common in Westminster than it is in any other walk of life?
I mean, look, I think there's a lot of... I mean, first of all, I do remember when I did do a couple of interviews where this came out in 2018 or 17 or something like that. Yeah, when you put this on your social media, people are saying, that ugly old crone, really? Did the bloke need his eyes tested? Which, I mean, again, that says something, doesn't it, about what we put out there and how we are perceived now. This was however many years later. However, is Westminster a hotbed of all this? I mean, I think, you know, alcoholism, a lot of these things, sexual misconduct could easily present themselves. I mean, nowadays I do my vote and I'm off. I've got childcare encumbrances and all that, so I'm not massively, and also I am a member of Parliament now, but I can see that you have these huge imbalances of power. So you have very powerful people who've made it, and then you have very young, desperate 20-something, our assistants. They're all very, you know, well-meaning, good-hearted people that want to work for us. But in the same way, they're maybe on the climb as well, so they could be taken advantage of by someone with lax morals. So I can sort of see, and also you get a lot of maybe men away from home. Again, as a London MP, I sleep in my own bed every night, but you can get these people that, I don't know, Monday to Thursday or whatever, they're away from temptation, away from family, away from normal life. So I could see it happening, and I know it does happen.